Today I'm going to be building this abandoned farmhouse for, I think it's generation 4 of my legacy family, and I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out. It was really fun to build. I 100% recommend building something like this if you haven't before, like it's so fun. So this build was actually inspired by a few pictures from Pinterest. I do this with a lot of my builds, like I just go on Pinterest or I even just like Safari, like the internet, and just Google pictures of kind of what I want my build to look like. And when I do that, that's usually when my builds turn out the best. Like the last build I did on my channel, like I admitted, I think, in the video that I didn't really like it that much. It was a bit wacky, but it kind of did fit the sim that it was for, and I did update it since then and it looks so much better. But this build, yeah, I was proud of this one, and it was inspired by a lot of like modern farmhouses. The shape was inspired by modern farmhouses, but obviously it's meant to be like this old rundown building. Like the exterior was inspired by like kind of old English farmhouses, and yeah, I was really I was quite proud of how this turned out, and I'm so excited to upgrade it in the future. Like the whole point of me building this build was for my sim. She's called Monica. In my save currently she is a teen right now, but she's going to be an interior designer when she's older, and her husband, like I've already made him, even though they've not even met in my game yet. He's gonna be kind of like this handyman who's gonna help her like just like redo the whole exterior and help her like, I don't know, take down walls and all that inside, because she's not really the handiest sim. Like she's just more focused on the decoration and stuff, so they're both going to work really well together on this build, and I'm super excited to see what it looks like when it's all redecorated. I might actually do like an update video when I'm kind of happy with it, and maybe when they have kids, and just show you what it looks like, because I just think it has a lot of potential and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Yeah, I think this is just going to be so fun to play in. So let's talk about like the sim that's going to be moving in here a little bit, because she's one of my favourite sims I've played with in a long time. She's called Monica, but she wasn't originally called that. She was called Mimosa when she was born. Now, I don't know if I've said this like on my last build, but I'm playing Whimsy Stories, like the Whimsy Stories Legacy Challenge, and one of the requirements for her mum's generation was to name like our child, or I don't know if it was all children, I think it was just one child, after an alcoholic beverage, because she's a mixologist. So we named her Mimosa, and I just thought as she got older it didn't fit her, so it kind of changed to Mimi, like as a nickname. And I was like, Monica, I don't even know how, one day I started calling her that in my head, and I was like, that name fits her so well. So her name's now changed to Monica, like legally. And I didn't really do a story in game, I just changed her name, but if I did, like she did go and get it changed at the courts legally. And her mum's like a lot different now to when she had her. Her mum was, I want to say like late teens, early 20s when she had her. So she's a lot different, she's matured a lot, she still is a mixologist. But our other children are not named after like alcohol. So I hope that wasn't a part of the rules that I just missed. Like now I'm actually sitting thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I didn't name them after alcohol. But I don't always follow the rules exactly anyway. Like if I've got another story in my head that I think would fit the Sims characters better, sometimes I just kind of change the rules as I play. And also, I'm so sorry, I feel like I sound so tired in this video, but I am very tired. I've just finished up for like a Christmas break from college, and I'm tired, okay? In case I sound tired. But yeah, anyway, let's talk a little bit about the build. So I did use some CC on this build. Obviously it will be up on the gallery, but it's not like furnished or anything. The inside actually is really dodgy. Sorry, why am I getting notifications? Shut up. The inside is not nice at all. I basically just placed a ton of walls everywhere as if this was like a really old building. Because I know a lot of like old English floor plans and even newer English floor plans, the rooms are smaller, and there's not a lot of open space. Yeah, like there's a lot of walls in old English builds, and that's basically just to keep the heat in, because like obviously England is a colder country. So yeah, that's kind of what it was inspired by. But the inside, I do realise that is a mess, and that's just because like you're going to change it. You're going to change the inside, you're going to change the interior. So that's why I did that. because I feel like it'd be more fun to just take down walls, maybe keep like some of them, you know, but yeah, that's kind of my plan. That's why it looks like how it does on the inside. I am actually so excited to play with Monica's generation. Like, honestly, I kind of have like the whole story almost planned out in my head. I wanted like kind of a complicated love story because I feel like my love stories in The Sims are always basic. It's just like a random sim they meet, I give them a makeover, blah blah blah. But basically, so when Violet was younger, Violet's Monica's mum, when she was younger, she had a best friend, like an absolute best friend. They were best friends, I think, since they were children, and they were like inseparable. And then she had this boyfriend as well who she was obsessed with, like, oh, she was obsessed with. And basically he cheated on her with her best friend, and she ended up having a baby with him. So when I was thinking about like how I wanted to make the love story complicated, I was like, what if she gets with the baby that they had, because they're still together from when he cheated on her, like they're now married. I gave them all like these new makeovers to make them look like snobby and horrible, and yeah, she's gonna be like going out with their son, which I think is, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be like they're gonna have to fight for their love, and they might have to lose some family members in the process. And then she's gonna have like this evil mother-in-law, and yeah, it's gonna be a whole mess, but I'm so excited. Also, I'm so excited to just renovate this house through gameplay. Like, I've got this idea of maybe the two of them just have to run away together, like when they're young adults, because they've not met yet. He's a bit older, so she's a teen and he's a young adult right now. So they've not officially met, but I think they're going to meet in Henford on Bagley. She lives in Windenburg and he lives in Copperdale right now, but they are going to meet here. Maybe they meet at this house, and maybe there's like an old swing set or something I'll put here. Maybe they meet here because the two of them are both like arguing with their families or something one day, and maybe they run away to this house together, and maybe they have to stay in tents or something for a few months until they get like all the inside upgraded and all that, because obviously I don't want them to actually live in it for a while, because like you'll see it in a minute, this is unlivable. Like, can't live in the inside. There's not any plumbing or anything. I don't even think I put bathrooms in. I just put like rubbish, I think, and stuff on the inside maybe, or maybe just like plants. I did build this a few weeks ago, so I can't actually remember. But yeah, this is going to be so fun to play with. And I'm just excited to have a complicated love story for once, because most of my Sims just have like, oh, maybe friends to lovers. I never do enemies to lovers, but I think that would be quite fun as well. I don't think I've ever done that actually, but I just feel like I need to start playing with different stories in The Sims. I play with the same story over and over again. Her mum's love story was actually quite interesting though, I must say. So basically her mum Violet went on this girls' holiday, and basically she got with 3 different guys in the one night, because that was like a part of the rules, and then she got pregnant after that with Monica and didn't know who the dad was. So the whole pregnancy she didn't know, she didn't want to tell them, and then when the baby was finally born she did reach out to all 3 different dads. It was like a Mamma Mia type situation, right? She reached out to them and they all did paternity tests, and then it came back as Orlando was her dad's. Also, quick side note, I'm putting beams in here, which I thought was quite cool. But anyway, yeah, so Orlando, it came back as him, and he was just like, he always wanted to be a dad. So straight away he moved from Tartosa to San Myshuno in the apartment literally right across from Violet's, so that he could see his daughter. And the two of them just kind of remained friends. She had a few different boyfriends and girlfriends because she did this serial romantic aspiration, so she had to have like tons of different lovers for that. Eventually they just ended up getting together, and it was quite cool. She did have a kid with someone else in between, and now they've got 2 more kids, so she has 4 girls in total. It's crazy. But anyway, I think I'm going to hop into game now to show you this, and maybe some of the family, because I want to keep talking to you guys, like I don't want to go away yet. Okay, so this is the lot right here, and I don't know how I'm feeling about the placement of this house on the lot. Like, I might move it further back. Also do have this pond in the back here, but I don't know, I've not decided 100%. This is just kind of the base of it. So yeah, the floor plan is just a mess basically. I didn't even put any old furniture in because I knew I would just end up deleting it, and I honestly just couldn't be bothered. Like, I wanted to go and eat my dinner by the end of this. So yeah, I did add some beams in, which I thought was cool. I think that'd be so cool, like when renovating. I don't know if you've seen any of these older builds renovated, and they have like these old beams. Like, I love the kind of character that old houses have. So yeah, that's why I added them in, but they might get taken down, and maybe there'll be beams like revealed in other rooms or something. I don't know. And the upstairs is a mess as well, but that's kind of the whole point. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go into Cass and actually show you the family. Right, this is her future boyfriend right here, or husband, sorry, and his mum and dad. This was Violet's ex-best friend and Violet's ex-boyfriend, and the two of them are now married. They also do have a newborn baby as well. So this is going to be an interesting story right here. He is very different from his parents as well. Like, they're more traditional and snobby, and he just doesn't care about all that stuff. He's not materialistic. He just enjoys like the simple kind of life, the simplicity of life. He wants to live on a farm, he wants to garden, he wants to do all this like woodwork and stuff, and that's what he'll do. And this right here is my legacy family. So this is the heir to this generation. She's the heir to Gen 3. So I started out with her in an apartment in San Myshuno, and like I was saying like literally 2 minutes ago, she had Monica with Orlando, but she didn't know who the dad was for a while. And then she had another daughter who's Nora. She was with another guy who was actually just horrible. He was with Violet for her money, because Violet's an amazing painter. She's also a mixologist, like very high up in the mixologist career, but she is also an amazing painter. So she earned so much money and she moved into this big house. And then she had 2 other daughters with Orlando when they moved in together, and now they're just married. Like, they took their time getting married, so that's that. But let's show you Monica, because she is the star of the show, and she doesn't usually look like this. She's just very fancy for the wedding. Like, this is her usual attire. She does have a tan right now, so ignore her tan lines, but she is an icon, a legend. I'm obsessed with this sim, that you don't understand. Kind of, she's in this phase right now. She's like this kind of quirky teen. She likes thrifting a lot of her outfits, but her room does not, her bedroom, I'm obsessed with it as well. It does not match like these vibes at all. Like, our room is very like white, and it just looks very fancy and kind of like farmhouse. Like, this is what our house is going to look like. It's going to look like a modern farmhouse. So I love this sim. I'm obsessed with her. I'm so excited to play with her. And I still do not want to end the video, so let's hop into their house and I'll show you an updated version of their house. Okay, so none of them are home right now because they're still at the wedding venue, and I couldn't be bothered bringing them here, so I just hopped into build modes. But I'm going to show you what it looked like kind of before. So the roof was more, I didn't really like the roof line and all that, and there was no pillar. Like, it was a bit of a mess. The interior was a bit of a mess. It still kind of is, because that is Violet's style in my head. But I did change the roof to something that isn't as mid-century, but I think it looks so much better. I changed some of the colours on the exterior. I think I added a little bit more landscaping in, and I think, well, this was probably there in the original build, but there is like farm stuff out here. I think that was in the original build too, but like obviously now it's being used. Like, we have chickens and a cow called Daisy. The back garden has changed a little bit. This is actually really fun. Like, they do hang out here a lot, but it's kind of ugly. Like, I'm gonna say, I'm not that good at doing back gardens. Oh no, the lights are all dark. You know, the only solution to that was to add more lights in. So if you see tons of these about, it's because I added them in. That's not what my lighting placement looks like. Her kitchen was kind of more retro inspired. Like, she had, I think, a red front door, and the colour scheme in here was red, blue, green, I think. But now it's changed to like a more girly colour scheme, because like the majority of the Sims in this house are all girls, apart from Orlando, but he doesn't really care. Like, he's more of a farmer, a gardener. Actually, he is a gardener. Like, he loves the outdoors. He doesn't mind. So he doesn't mind the pink. He likes it. This is like her little artsy space, which she paints in. It's kind of boring. Like, I could make it look better, and I might make it look better, but I haven't yet. This is like their little bathroom, which I actually didn't place a light in. Now this is their lounge. This hasn't changed much, or their living room, sorry. I don't know why I call it a lounge. I feel like that's really fancy. And there is just potties everywhere, even though we don't have toddlers anymore. So I'm going to delete them. Also, we got a dog, but it is Monica's dog. It's actually not Violet's dog. And the dog is called Olive. So she will take that with her when she moves house. And this is Violet's room. It did have a rug and stuff in here, but it's set on fire and I just never replaced it. So yeah. The upstairs has had such a big upgrade. Like, it did have all of this, but it was mainly empty actually. I think I did the bathrooms and that was it, because we didn't have any kids yet when I built this. So they have like this whole upstairs area now. I think I did do a playroom up here actually, but now it's changed because they're like, we don't have any toddlers anymore. We have 2 children and 2 teens. So this is more like a teen oriented space. Oriented space, I don't know. And this is like a place for them to do their homework, read books, whatever. I think they're all pretty much in the Scouts club, apart from Nora, who's a cheerleader, and that's why she has this mat here. So that's why we have like this board and stuff up. And this is, let's see if I can remember their names. This is Blue's room. She's kind of like, I imagine, pre-teen age, so this is like a very pre-teen bedroom. And the youngest is Avery, and this is her bedroom. It's literally just the tiny Twaddlers CC kit by, I think it's like Hey Harry and Felix Andre? I'm not entirely sure. It might just be Hey Harry. No, I think it was both of them. But yeah, that, like, I used that set basically in this room, like the wallpaper, the bed, everything. And I love this bedroom. I think it's so cool. And she's definitely a bit younger than Blue is. And then this is Nora's bedroom. She is very much like a funky kind of teen. She's in this, she's definitely a younger teen compared to Monica as well. Like, she has this youthful energy, and I don't know, she's very like, very much a Gen Z. And she's very trendy furniture, salt lamp, all the posters, you know, neon signs. I just love this bedroom. I think it reflects her personality very well too. And this is Monica's bedroom, so this is what her whole house is going to look like in my head. Like, it's all going to be kind of modern farmhousey, very black, white and tan colours, but with kind of accents in every room. So like in her room she's kind of got this green accent, she's got this, what would you call this, like a plum colour lamp. And yeah, this is her bedroom. Monica did have a boyfriend as well, but he was kind of like, in the rules it said she kind of dated like fixer-upper Sims as a teenager. So that's kind of what she did. I do have like more Sims she could go out with, but I don't know if I can be bothered. Like, she just had this boyfriend. You can actually see he's got bruises on his face. He was kind of a loser. But anyway, but yeah, thanks so much for watching everyone. Thanks so much for listening to me ramble, because honestly I've not had a very good week and I needed this. So yes, thanks so much for watching everyone, and I hope to see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!